You're live. So it says, so it speaks. Is it the truth? Only time will tell. Tell indeed. Shout outs to whoever gave me the pro tip the other day of putting the music video on super low quality. How did I not think of that before? Happy Friday to you too, Sam. Happy Friday to you too. What was I doing here? Arrow positional adjustment, death animation speed, both animations need tweaks, pause, quest giver, save and quit, save slot screen. Oh yeah, so I was thinking of doing the quest giver as like a key item. I remember now. Is this a tutorial series for Patreon? It'll be for everyone eventually. Patreon supporters are likely to get earlier access to it than everybody else. No menu editor, I'm not sure. Well, like no built-in UI tools. Because there isn't, man, I don't know. It's just never been something they've done. I don't really know what that would look like. It sounds like it would be a difficult thing to implement. But I don't know. Would be cool. Some sort of UI builder, like visual UI builder would be kind of neat. Because Lord knows UI is a struggle with GameMaker projects. So we did all this stuff last time. We got cycling going on items to work properly with, locking and unlocking items so you can buy things now. Just gonna take a look at it, given the benefit of a little bit of time away to make sure I'm happy with it. So we got like 200 goals, get a few more, 203, we can pop into the shop. And talk to the shopkeeper. You'll need my wares if you want to explore that scary cave. Oh yes, and he's got some wares. Okay, so I think I want to reposition these because I think I knew I wanted to do that, but I'd kind of forgotten about it. So I'm glad I came and checked. They was come down a little bit. It looks a little bit to the left as well. That's centered. Okay, sure. I guess they're like centered on here, but. So if they're centered on there, I think what we want to do is subtract like half the width of this from the X position that we work out. We need to actually put item descriptions on these. That's the thing that needs doing. We could do with you taking like a little pose when that happens as well. That'd be a good idea. I need something that tells you to press E to cycle the items as well, actually. Hello, boy hacks. I got alerts to work with YouTube, but I don't think the chat box on OBS works with it yet, by the looks of it. I don't know how you get that to work with that. Maybe that just only hooks into Twitch. Don't know. But I can still see it from the dashboard. So, it's not nothing. Up some of these. Okay. So with those shop items, right, sure, so each one has there, so I'll put the item description in there. That works. That is very wide. Make sure I didn't accidentally put a quotation mark on the end of. No. Good. Hope none of those are too long for the text box. They might be. We'll have a look in a second. The hook shot one looked like it could do with being a bit more spaced out. Shouldn't be a space there either. Undefined variable item cost. What about? But that worked before. It's right there. I figured it being there would mean it would be defined before getting to here. That's worked until now. I mean, I can always do it through creation code, but I'd rather not. Why would that suddenly be an issue? I don't understand. It's not like I've changed runtime or anything. Can't tell if that's a fresh set of those or... Yeah. Why did that... Like, I kind of get the error and why it might have been a thing. I thought it might have been a thing when I first implemented it, but I don't understand why it's only coming up now. Because it literally worked before. Variables button, it brings up this window where you can define variables on a per instance basis. You can define them in the object for what you want to expose, like so. And then you can edit either individual ones in child objects, like a lot of these are inherited from an object called pEntity, or you can edit them on a per instance level in the room editor. It's getting there now, Mythology. I'm clearing up some last bits before we get started on like making the first actual episode. I think I'm gonna do that soon though, because I don't hope any of the stuff I've still got left to do will affect the contents of the first episode. So it's a bit of a gamble if I want to do it. Like, I could do it now, but I feel like that's a bit too much of a gamble. I just want to finish a few more things, and then we'll take the risk with the other things. And if we do ever need to go back, I can always go back in the series and be like, hey, we made a mistake early on, we just need to do this now. It's just nicer if we can avoid that where we can. Yeah, it's great if you're working with a team as well, Mythology. Like, it's a fairly new feature. It's not been around for long. He says it could have actually probably been around like a year or so now, hasn't it? I don't know. Time is passing like crazy at the moment. Yeah, but I've been taking my time like all year. Mythology is the thing with this, and it's not so much that, I mean, while obviously there is the pressure to get it out, I want it out, you know. I hate that I've not put like a new video out in forever, and especially not a new tutorial video. Like, it's been a long time, and people have just been paying me month on month on month to keep working on this, and they're not, well, other than the top supporters who are getting the source code, people aren't really seeing much for it, which kind of sucks. I think, and obviously I'm not going to rush it to the point where the quality suffers in exchange for getting it out, but I think now I'm reaching the point where I can put the first episode out at the quality level I want to reach, without actually finishing off all the rest of the code, because my original goal is to just finish the whole thing, then do the videos on it, but I thought that finishing the whole thing would take a lot less time than it's currently taken. I knew it would take a long time, and I was very clear and upfront with people that this will take a long time, but even I didn't think it would be this long. Maybe, Samistra, maybe. But it's already been delayed, and I think we put in the work to make the beginning bits good, and we can at least do a couple of bits. Because if you think about what the start is going to be, it's just going to be about getting this player in and getting him moving around and stuff like that. Setting up these inputs, setting up the macros and things like that. That's the thing, you know, I kind of want to do all of these in like an episode or so. Just so that they're out of the way. But then I'm always unsure about how that fits as a tutorial as well. Some thinking to do yet. But yeah, what should I do with these shop items then? Because it doesn't look like... I mean, GameMaker suddenly decided that this doesn't work now. I'm going to take a screenshot of this because I want to ask in the GM Discord later just to see if anyone else has had any experience of this kind of thing. So I understand. I understand why it wouldn't work and also why it might not be a good idea. So it's probably worth this changing anyway. What I don't understand is the fact that when I tried it, it worked flawlessly. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good. We can use this. And then just today when I loaded it up and tried to run it just after changing some of the text in here as well. Oh, that might be it actually. Hang on, let me just save this out. So it might be that I've done it at an instance level, because before these were set to the default, they were set to just inherit from whatever the object was, and so maybe there's some sort of stricter testing it's doing when you customize on a per instance level this thing. So what should I do? I mean, what I could do is just put in the cost. I think that's actually the best solution. Like, not necessarily in terms of code, I think it's the best solution for the tutorial because it'll be the most clear to the people watching it, and it'll be perfectly effective, fairly reasonable, I guess. If you're already customizing these on a per instance basis, you already come in here to set the cost. It's just the only issue with it is you have to then remember whenever you change the cost, you have to change it in the description as well. But I don't think that's a big problem, and it makes this look a lot less rubbish than having like plus string item cost or whatever in here as well. So we'll just change it to like that. And that lets us put it earlier actually as well. We can put a new line in there. Yeah, it might make it all look a bit nicer, be a bit more flexible in general. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to edit the original just to be wait, hang on. Right, no, yeah. To be that. Going to copy that because I know I have to rewrite these, but that's okay. Just makes it easier. Grappling hook. That might require a /n. Don't know. We'll have a look. Only one way to find out. Okay. Oh, this has gone quite lively for chill hop. And suddenly gets a lot more chill. I never played Anthem. Saw a bit of it being played. Can't remember what your comment was beyond, but no problem. Oh my gosh. See you, Mythology. Thanks for stopping around. Good luck with your project. Text drawn to servers. Oh yeah, you asked that question the other day about scrolling the thing, the services. Cool, I'm glad that's working out. Sounded like a good idea. Thanks Friday, not as sexy as you though. Hey Superfly UK. Hey Magic Man. Glad I could help C2 Games. Hi Pro KFBJJ. Lots of streaming today. This week, yeah, I mean, I figure I may as I'm getting close to the end of like making this stuff, or getting this stuff ready. So I figure I'll stream whenever I can because we're just tidying up little bits more than anything. I want to do more streams anyway. Too late. Enter into the jam. Which jam is that? I'm not entering any jams in the near future. Not too much to do. Hi Lunkiss. Yeah, sorry, the overlay is not here at the moment. I don't really know how to get it to work consistently with YouTube without spending like 20 minutes setting it up before every stream. With Twitch I just turn it on and it works. Here, not so much. Oh, the 20th anniversary. I'm sure you could take part. I just don't have time. I'd love to take part in that sort of thing and be, you know, at the forefront of all the happening GameMaker things. That's what I want to do, but I just don't have the time at the moment. Guess I've taken on too many promises this year. Promised too much, and it's led to me under-delivering on too many things. So next year is going to be a bit more relaxed, but we're going to deliver 1000% on everything. It's going to be more relaxed, but it's going to look less relaxed. Is the hope. Glad I could help Superfly. Yellow Cat, yeah man, he's an NPC. You can roll into him. A brave adventurer, what with a cape and all? Could you help me find my hat? This task is beneath me. Sad face. You should say something else. I've overused the sad face thing places. But we don't really worry about the quality of the writing in this tutorial game, I suppose. Should move the default camera as well in here. I'm just giving everything a bit of a dry test at the moment, you know, what is there. Can we still... Oh, I don't actually have any bombs. Oh, does that... Oh, do we still not have a downward throw? Oh, goddamn, I need to do that. Yeah. We don't have an up or down throw animation. Ugh, I thought I was done with animation. That's okay, that's not essential for our first couple of tutorials, so I can wait. And just need to make a note of it. Up and down throw animation. Ideally I wanted it done because then I could like give away like the full source code and everything right away and be like, here's the game we're gonna make and stuff like that. But I think that's just gonna have to wait a little bit. That's fine. Or actually, I can just still do it and we can just provide updates. It's probably a reasonable way to look at it. Oh, I forgot to actually go buy the bombs. Not that I need them because the thing is off to the side. Bombs have been a bit finicky lately, actually. I need to keep an eye on them. Oh yeah, move those down. Just item, purchase, cost position. Not sure about that either. Creates an extra gap. No, it doesn't need one. Could make this just a bit bigger so it supports 5, I guess. Just like every one of these has to only be like one line by our current design. Ah. Yeah, I think this is ready enough for that, actually. It's a good enough demo to be like, this is what we're making, you know? Like, I want to provide that with the videos and be like, download the demo here, and like, I'll just compile the game and give people the executable so everyone can just download and be like, oh, this is what we're making, and like actually be able to play it and so on. Khajiit has wares. Oh yeah. Oh. Can't throw those across the hole. This is where the hat will be. Then I think I'm just going to make it so you can hook shot while carrying items, because it is a different button. Press control. Can you do that anyway? Actually, let me look. No, you hook immediately onto the thing you're carrying. We could I wonder if we can easily make it bypass that. I think that might solve the issue. No, Pokepoke's a long way off, unfortunately. This definitely isn't really going to turn into any personal project of mine. This, at least. It is just for the tutorial. I think we need to reposition. Oh, that's cool. It actually looks quite cool. I mean, the animation's a bit weird because the hand drops down, but like he just bounces that on his head for a second. It's fine. I'm alright with that. And you can carry him between the rooms. So we've got a long grind next year of making all of the videos for this. I don't know how many it's even going to be. There's a lot of code in there to teach people. You know, I'm not just going to be like, type this. I've got to explain how it all works and why it's there. And clean it up as well in places. It's going to be an interesting one. Good, I mean, the goal is for it to look nice enough, you know? Like, I think that's a great thing to have as part of your tutorial, is to just be very clearly showing people how that they can build the type of thing they want to make, you know? It's all well and good, all the tutorials that are out there and that I have out there that just, you know, show you how to make a box move or whatever. But it's hard to then instill that vision in people that yes, you can make the kind of game you want to make without it kind of having that look and feel of a game that they actually want to make. So that's why, I mean, that's one of the reasons why it's really important to have those kind of field things, that a decent look in your tutorials. I mean, this is only the art I could come up with, you know, like I drew all of this. But also just teaching people how to do things like screen shake and stuff like that. Just those little things that really make your game feel polished and alive. Both just important for people to know how to do, but also I think makes it more inspiring and makes more people want to get into it. See ya, Nils. Okay, let's go in the cave, let's drop the hat in here. Just thinking about how I'm going to do something else in the future. Forgive my staring off into silence. When Pokeball will release, God knows. God knows. I had planned to like work on it for like a year, and then it's just so much other stuff has gotten in the way. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while. When development picks up on it again next year, hopefully I can give more info on that. This is priority until episodes start regularly coming out. Right, let's... I'm doing my thing where I just sort of jump all over the place at this now, but just because I keep forgetting. Wrong item, this item. This is what I wanted to do, wasn't it? Cool, that's about where I want it X-wise, I think. I suppose I actually didn't need to put the cost in here because it's right there anyway. Be nice to dress up this room a bit as well, but for now it's fine. Something a bit, there always has been just something a bit unintuitive about the position and how it finds things you can interact with. So I keep rolling into things or and so on when I'm meaning to interact with them. But I guess that, I mean, some of that is in every game like this to a degree, but I feel like it's especially a thing in here and I'm not really sure what to do about it. Just be a numbers thing. Need to not be too perfectionist with her, I guess. You can carry it from room to room like that. No, wrong one. Yeah. Time the camera started down there. That's weird. Or maybe it's like somewhere in the middle. Does GameMaker have a built-in pause feature? Is it something you have to code? It's something you have to code. There's different ways to do it, but yeah, coding it into every object is one way. No, not yet, Joe. It's that involves me having a chat with Chevy. Hopefully, Doomgirl. Hopefully. I think, well, ideally Lewis Hawks is the first episode before Christmas is when I want it to come out. Thinking about it now, I think I can get it out sooner than that, but I don't want to promise anything. Well, fun. Nah, it's okay. Like I'm pretty happy with these fonts. I just, I want to make sure I get the appropriate rights to use them before I do. And if I can't, then maybe I'll look at other options. But thank you for offering, though. So I don't know what I'm going to do about this. Maybe it doesn't look too bad. I don't know. Oh, you can buy bombs twice by just leaving here. And oh yeah, that's something we need to sort out. Okay, we've done that. Permanent purchases. Just whenever I click on the screen, it creates a fragment of part from when I was testing that out. I just never took it out. Should probably put some other things on these signs too. As much as I like that message. It looks like he just wears the hat when you do that. It's quite funny. Yeah, you can complete the game now. The game loop is closed. Well, kind of. It's not actually, no. You continue to get to here and have to be able to hand it in. Because now he's just going to keep saying that. And that's the thing to do. That's on the to-do list. Okay, we're going to make these purchases permanent first, though. Going to organize these objects eventually as well. No, Tane, you'll be able to buy the source code to it when the tutorials come out. It's going to work the same way as my platform tutorial is. So like my patrons all have access, but if you're not a Patreon supporter of mine, but you've got a bit of money about you and you just want to get access to just the source code and none of my other patron stuff, you'll be able to pay for it individually. Just a bit, yeah, the big man scares. Just a bit. Sounds by image index. I don't know, you have to be careful with that as well because especially if you're not animating at exactly 1 frame every step, which would be kind of crazy because it means all of your animations for 60 FPS. In a 60 FPS game, obviously. You got to be careful that you don't like play the sound when you're at image index 4 and image index 4.3 and 4.6 and so on. And at the same time, be careful about trying to do it at exactly 4.00, because if you don't hit 4.00 because you have a 0.3 image speed or whatever, you get what I mean. It's a tricky one. I don't have a tutorial on playing sounds with precision timing the frames, I don't think. What you want to do is just check to see if you're in the right range of frame and that you haven't played the sound yet for that animation, and then play the sound once. Would generally be the key. Animation end event works as well because you know that's only going to happen once. If you finish it, I'm a patron, so will I have to wait for each tutorial before I get the source? No, patrons will get access to the source code. I want to be careful what I promise because I haven't decided everything about how this is going to work yet. But in my head, what I'm currently planning, the intent currently, subject to possible change, is that if I... Like, what I'm thinking to do is put this first episode out alongside a itch.io page where you can get anyone can go and grab the demo of the whole thing, and you can pay to access the source code. And if you're a Patreon supporter of tier 2 or above, so that's the $5 supporters upwards, the plan is to give those people just immediate access to that, so they've already been paying for it, they don't need to access it. What I'm probably going to do sometime this week is actually expose that source code to the $5 supporters anyway, as what I was thinking of doing, or at least the ones who've been around long enough to have easily contributed as much as the tier 3 people, you know. Because they've, just as a thanks for waiting this out so long. So yeah, the plan is patrons of tier 2 or above should have it right away. That's my current intention. I haven't thought it all through fully yet. Yeah, but it'll be the source code for the final thing. So you'll still have to wait for each tutorial to get the source code like broken down into steps, and also the source code of the final thing will be subject to change because it's not going to be as finished. It's not going to be completely finished by the time the first episodes go out. So while there will be a demo up and there will be the final source code up, both of those things will change and develop over time. But once you've bought it or got access to it via Patreon or whatever, you'll get all those updates. Yet you won't ever have to buy it again, or you know what I mean. Yeah, hopefully that was vaguely clear on where I stand on it at the moment. Anyway, as I say, I reserve the right to change my mind about any and all those things at any point. I just don't want to limit my options, but those are my honest intentions at this point in time with how I'm going to do it. Maybe you just do the same thing, Jonathan Wilson. If you're on this frame and you haven't played this sound yet, play the sound. If you're on this frame and you haven't played this sound yet, play the sound. You could probably set up a script where it's like you plug in like an argument as the frame that you want the sound and the sound you want playing, and then just call that script twice in your step event with 2 different frames, 2 different sounds. Probably. Meow. Hello there. How you doing? You alright? Meow. Meow. You hungry? It's actually about your food o'clock. We'll get you fed in a second. Meow. Meow. Okay. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there, as I am often wanting to do. Permanent purchases, that's what we were going to do. So when these things create themselves, if why does that not show up? That's so annoying. Unlocked. I don't know. Is it just the fact that it's an array? Because the ammo one doesn't seem to show up either. So global is an array, it just doesn't seem to show up in autocomplete. If global item, player item unlocked, open bracket, close bracket, item. Instance destroy. See if that works. My stupid chill hub radio is starting to freeze again. It's really hard to listen to when it freezes every few seconds. I don't get why it only does it after a while. Try refreshing it. I set the video to be like 144p, but no, it doesn't seem to help. Oh, the thing is, I can never get along with that, the big man skits. Like, things that have that, like in like Sublime Text or whatever, I can never get used to it, and I just always end up adding an extra parenthesis. Or an extra bracket, you know? Like, if I type thing open bracket and the thing automatically adds the other bracket for me there, I'll be like that automatically comes up there, and I'm like, oh, that's cool whenever I see it. Like, what a helpful feature. And I acknowledge the feature consciously in my mind when I see it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I type blah, 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 close bracket. Every time. Every time. It's just too embroiled. Easy life still always in 1.x. Yeah, man, I couldn't go back. Couldn't go back. I loved 1.x to bits, defined so much of my career, but I could never go back. The keyboard are healing, that's just me. Sorry, I'm just typing in the GM Discord at the moment, trying to get things. Like, let me just test this. I might have the issue wrong. That's a good demonstration, I think. Oh, you're watching. There you go, you saw it. Yeah, if I type like global play, look, you can see all these ones come up. Like player equipped is there, has any items is there. Health is there, health max is there, money is there, but ammo never shows up. Item unlocked never shows up. I don't know if maybe it's because I find them in a block. I don't know. I don't know. But then they're defined here as well, so rip. Yeah, true. I was also yeah. That's me talking out loud to the Discord as if they're all watching. Hello there, just shoot for a second, we'll get fed soon. Let's not have anyone doing that nonsense, Caesar. It's not cool. I know it's like only idiots would fall for it, but that doesn't make it cool. I'm just not using it at the moment. And it works, it's just a pain to set up for YouTube. Like, I have to spend a good 20 minutes sorting it out for YouTube streams every time. There's no way to automate that process with my current way of doing it, and I can't figure out a technical way to automate it. So at the moment it's just kind of, I just can't really use it until I work out a solution of some kind. I don't know that there is one yet. Oh damn it, Chillhop, what's wrong with you? Why do you have to... When you work so well for like an hour and then just constant freezes. Why? I'm gonna go feed this cat so that she shuts up. Lily, I'm aware. You need feeding. Look at this stupid cat. Is she hungry? Yeah, your food time. Oh, there's so much junk all over the floor. This office is a mess. Meow. Meow. I think it's a good idea to create a remake of existing games to learn more about GMO. It's one way to do it, I guess. Alright, let's go sort you out. I'll be back momentarily. Won't take me long. Let me just change back to here. Move this back up. Yeah. Alright, come on. Oh, it's still not really up high enough, is it? Yeah. There we go. Be right back. cat gets so hyperactive when she knows she's being fed. It turns into a lunatic. Oh yeah. Forgot. Pope has... I forgot you had that script. I remember you mentioning that before. But also depending on the animation, if it's... Well, I suppose, yeah, if you've got it on a loop, you need to do something like that. I was going to say, if it was just at the beginning of an animation, you just do it as you set the animation, right? But that's probably not what you meant. The coins guy. Mega shot. White cardigan and doggo by that. Nice. Alright, what was I doing? Someone remind me what I was doing. I don't know anymore. Oh yeah, I was looking at the whole erase thing. I mean, it's not the end of the world. That's the thing with bugs like that. When they're not the end of the world, they just annoy me. And I'm just like, oh, it's annoying. Why is that not working? And then I just stop thinking about it and carry on. And it has to annoy me like 30 times before I'm like, is this a bug? Do I need to report this bug? I'm just closing things at random. What am I doing? To-do list. Remind me what I'm doing. Permanent purchases. We just implemented that. Does it work? That's what we need to do. Alright, chill hop. You've let me down. Gonna have to call the music for now. Do I have any local music? Maybe I should use that in the future. Relying on streaming music in order to... While streaming, I suppose, is a... Never gonna have been the optimal way to do it. Right. Pull some bombs, pop out. Pop back in. No bombs. Are you? Pop out. Pop back in. No hook shot. Cool. Cool. Hookshot needs position adjustment. It needs to drop down by 1 pixel by... Well, I did that before and then it looked like it came out the bottom, but it looks... You can tell it is exactly 1 pixel off. So if I drop it by 1 and it moves by 2, I'm going to be furious. Let's get that done though. Was that actually on my to-do list or was it something else? Arrow positional... No, I got arrow positional adjustment, not hook shot additional. Draw a hook chain. -7. That's the magic number we want. That looked right, but it's hard to tell. Yeah, okay. I swear I did that before. Maybe I moved it up by... I must have moved it up by 2 or something. But there we go. It looks right now. You can see it kind of coming out the back here, which is not perfect, but whatever. I could always fill in that pixel if I really cared. You know, I do care. Let's do it. Let's do it. Look like proper Mega Man arm. Oh, the platformer tutorial AS gaming? Cool, I'm glad you're finding it useful. Wait, what's going on there? I swear that was properly centered before. What? Am I just noticing that, or is... No, what? No, it's not. Eh? Oh, what's that about? Dead center. Dead center. Not dead center. What? Oh, I don't even want to know. What's going on there? So it's not that I'm just noticing it, it's that it only happens now and again. Off center. Dead center. That's got to be something to do with the fractions, hasn't it, I think. How did I actually end up dealing with that? Oh, we're flooring it, right? Of course. I really don't like this. I don't think it's too late to try and dig it out, but I really wish I hadn't gone for that in the end. Should have just done it the way I've always done it. Draw hook chain. Yeah, it will be, Joe. SH white flash. I suppose rather than keep making multiple shaders, I probably should have just made one generic shader that... Well, I suppose it's kind of hard because you have to specifically do whatever the... Well, no, you could definitely make one. You would have to fashion the colors rather than just... Yeah. There's definitely probably a way to do that. Definitely, probably. Getting less confident as I finish the sentence. But it's very easy to make one for a specific color, so I just did that. Draw hook chain. Oop. That might also cause that to sometimes bug out. I've been bugging out the Y as well. That's a good point. Probably also, yeah, it was probably also causing a thing with lifting things. I noticed that sometimes seemed to like lift things above. It explains a lot of things, something I'd forgotten about. The problem when you take long breaks in between working on things sometimes is like you forget the dependencies you set up. Okay, we seem to be good now. Something still doesn't quite right about the way it comes out of the bottom of there. I don't know what. I suppose it's because it's not actually being covered, that's just where it's like appearing, right? Yeah, how is that actually drawing over the... Oh, right. I don't know. When do we do draw hook chain? Oh, right, yeah, we either do it before the player or after the player, depending, right, sure. bring it up one more. Maybe that'll make it look a little nicer. Oh, no, 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 I can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. That's literally what we had it on before that was screwing it sideways. I can't, no, it affects both. It looks fine like that. We're going to leave it like that. Okay. So that wasn't even on our to-do list, so I can't cost anything else. But permanent purchases while saying get rid of that. Arrow positional adjustments. Alright, so arrows are also wrong. So while we're just cleaning a couple of things up like that, we'll fix that. And the death animation needs some tweaks as well. Oh, death itself needs finishing. That's a good point. I never actually finished that. I just finished the animation and stuff. I don't think I put... Oh, maybe I put a restart in. I don't know. Oh wait, the bow. You put bats back in the cave as well. They look at the right height there, but then they drop a pixel there, which makes no sense because the origin is in the center of them. Do I need to create that out of floor as well? One pixel too low, you see, but only when we're facing to the right. For some reason when we have the image angle of this rotated 180, it drops a pixel. Why would that happen? Oh, you can see it kind of does it again there, look. Well, rather it rotates and lifts a pixel. If I shrunk it, does that help? It looks like it would from the way that's rotating. Oh, why am I even doing that? Just trim it down. Maybe that helped. No, fair enough. It looks like, I don't know why, but it just looked like it would then. Because he was very clearly... No, yeah, you're right, it doesn't. So how do I fix that? So it has to have, the center is the top left corner of the Oh, fuck's sake, man. How can you have a top left corner of a pixel? What is life? The way they display origin. Even number of pixels to have a true center. Well, that's dumb. So there's no way to properly rotate something that's only like an odd number of pixels wide. That seems crazy, but is that just a reality that I've never really known? I think I get the idea, I just don't know how to then resolve the problem other than making the arrow 2 pixels thick, which seems kind of crazy. Like, how do I get this to... I suppose the only way is to actually just like I could flip the X scale of it or something instead of rotate. I just have to find an alternative to image angle, I'm guessing. Which I guess is fine because I only fire in like 4 directions. Interesting fact, that'll be a fun one to explain in the videos. Well, as you say, Pope, like, if it's... With that being the case, so the center not really being here, but the center kind of being there at the top left, that makes it impossible to ever rotate an image like this perfectly around. Because it's always going to lift it up a pixel. Yeah, so we're going to have to do that. But yeah, I can fire in 4 directions, not 2. So what I'm going to have to do, rather than that, where do I do this? Why is player fire arrow in a different... That's a dumb... That's right there. Why is that even a separate... Oh, right, because it has to happen at the end of that animation, that's why. Action, other direction. Yeah, so I'm just going to do like image speed equals 0. Equal cardinal direction, which if I remember is should be like between like 0, 1, 2, 3. if I recall. That's a fun fact I've just learned, though. I'm not sure I fully understand it yet, but I understand the consequences of it at least. Did not know that. So that's new there. Paste, paste, paste. New. And flip. Hello.
Having that video.
Yes. Wait, is that even slightly right? Yeah. That's interesting. But also fine in the grand scheme of things. If I delete. That's just a matter of how long it is, right? Yeah, actually thinking about it. Cool. Right, up, left, down. Origin, somewhere like there, right? Okay, this should work, I think. So the arrow, when we fire it, gets its direction from the player and then gets its cardinal direction from here, which should give us... I hope that doesn't go between... I can't remember how that maths works out, but I'm pretty sure that goes between 0 and 3. Right, okay, cool. No, it's 1 pixel off, but that's fine because it's it's off on both sides. However, the up and down look like it might be a bit trickier. Not sure what side that was off. It looks like the animation, like the cat animation rather than the arrow animation might be off. Like it comes down here. Wait, am I... That might still get diagonals, actually. I'll have to check that. Okay. No, looks about right. Yeah, we need a pick up and a throw for up and down. Man, it's hard to stock up on arrows, need to make them more common. Me. Spend one, get two free. God damn, I'm not really good at aiming them. Yeah, that's good enough. I have all sorts of tutorials on saving progress and loading progress. I recommend the most recent one I did that was based on JSON and stuff. That covers the vast majority of what you might need. Right, is there anything else to go? I'm only going to do another 10 minutes or so. What else can we get done on here? Arrow positional adjustments are done. Does animation speed need to... Oh yeah. So I currently hurt myself just by right clicking. And then yeah, we need to actually do something then. Probably just trigger a game restart, I guess. Let's take that. Yeah. Global.I. What's it called? Managers, transition. Oh, in fact, what am I doing? With global.I transition. Do I just set mode? Will that work? Trans. Unsure, let's find out. Boom, boom. Yeah, cool. That works. I mean, I don't know if that's just doing room restart though. Let's try it over here. Beaten up by slimes and then cool. Put your health back, put you back here, that's fine. They can decide for themselves what they want to happen when character dies or fails or whatever. That's easily good enough. Oops, what have I done now? Started Chrome for some reason, that's not the one I wanted to click. I said the animation speeds need tweaks, but I quite liked how they look there. I think I'm happy with that. Pause, quest giver, save, quit, save start screen, upthrow, down, screen, batch, and cave. That's not a whole lot left to do, so it's mostly the bigger things there are the pause and the saving and loading stuff. Yeah, I think this will be done soon. There's lots of other bits and pieces I'm discovering that need doing as well, but I think once these things are in, we can get started on actually recording episodes for this, which will be good. As I said, it'll go up with like a demo so you can download the final game and see what the whole tutorial series is gonna actually produce, which will also update as I add more things to it, because we'll do like sound effects, music and stuff for it, but we'll add those in at a later date once the actual episodes start coming out. But I think in terms of progress, I think I'm going to leave it here for today. Yeah, I think so. Anything else I want to do on here? Oh, scattering some bats in these caves. Where are they? There we go. Bonk. 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 We'll see what that's like when we run it next time. Anyway, thank you all very much. I'm gonna head off now. Thank you all for stopping by. We'll do another one probably next Friday. It depends though. There might be a few more next week as well as we finish this off. But it depends how things work out. Is this still? Hang on. Give me a sec. Oh, I just think my stream dashboard is broken a second. Give me a minute. Grinding newbie just subscribed. Thank you very much. Yeah, it proves my alert box is finally working with YouTube. I finally managed to fix it. That's good to see. Yeah, my chat box is bust though. I don't know what's going on with that. My entire Firefox appears to have died. Let's just load Chrome up or something. I can't actually end the stream until I get back to my dashboard. So I'm just going to be stuck here forever until this page actually loads. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I knew, yeah, I thought, yeah, they're all frozen. Okay, good. Maybe I had a hit state just before the death spin. Yeah, I thought about that. But at the same time, it kind of looks exactly how it looks in like Link to the Past or whatever, when you get hit by something on your low health and do that. It's probably not a good reason to necessarily replicate that, but I might do that. We might add that in, but it's certainly I'm cutting anything that's not essential to get in before the first episodes now. And honestly, that means I could have cut a lot of this stuff, but I want the demo to feel mostly complete, so that when that's up, people have a very good idea of what to expect from the full series. So I do want the final thing to feel kind of polished, just because I want that demo out there, so people can go, okay, this is what we're building, and they have a good, they know it's going somewhere that is polished. But stuff like that will get added as we go along. People design their own death animation. Yeah, I mean, you could make that argument for a lot of the stuff I've added, but I wanted this to feel, I did want to create a good polished thing. Because there's plenty of examples on just how to set it up, and then they're all like, and I've made examples of these kind of things before, and then people always just answer, oh, how do I make this? So to give at least one specific, obviously everyone's game is going to be different. It's never going to be about highlighting, oh, here's the one way you should do the death animation, or here's the one way you should do this. But I think a solid example of something that looks good and feels good and works adds a lot of value. But we'll see. I don't know. I think a lot of things, so we'll see how it all turns out. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully look forward to episodes of this eventually starting to show up. I'm a little bit more confident now that I was starting to worry if I would even get episode 1 out before Christmas, but I think based on what we've got here now, what already exists, I think I can get started with that. Things that were worrying me were, one, I just wanted to have the demo looking nice and polished, and the source code ready as well for all my patrons who want to give early access to on that, and also the worry of doing anything that means I have to go back and dig up or change code that is going to affect the very early stages of the tutorial. I think that worry is way less of a problem than I think it could be, but you never know with some of these things. It seems like it shouldn't, but you never know with some of these things, especially when it comes to things that are so universal, like implementing the pause and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I have to be a little bit careful about how everything moves and behaves, because that's what I need to make stop. So I want to get that in. I want to get saving and loading in. And then once those two things are in, I think we can get started. I think. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you all for stopping by. I will see you all next week, at least next Friday, maybe some other streams throughout the week, depending, because I'll mostly just be finishing this thing off. Yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks, guys.